Welcome back to Pirate Adventures, where we last left off. The guys got the ship, agreed to have Bloodbeard as their admiral in his new fleet of ships, for want of a better word, while Bloodbeard and the rest of them in the Cutlass sailed off towards the Scimitar. They have decided to go their own way in their own new ship with a random deckhand aboard, which I've completely forgotten the name of, and
As have I.
Johnny Fourfingers. I'm pretty sure it began with B. It's probably Bonnie or Bonnet or something.
With Barry?
Benny.
Berry? Benny?
Berry.
Berry.
Barry was it. His name was Barry. And you guys were deciding which way you wanted to go. We've had some OC talk on what people know and what they can think of, so I shall allow you to carry on. Obviously, there was the dear departing of Zorro. I shouldn't forget to mention that.
Very important.
So we'll see how
You
know,
Better off without him.
that goes.
No one's
He was a
missing
total
him.
liability. Like,
Oh, that's
Yes,
No one
but
misses that green hair.
the question is he more of a liability no longer with you? That's the
Ooh.
question.
is Hass's new character going to be more of a liability?
Well, to be fair, we're making a saving on Ale just off with him not being there.
Oh,
That's
Very
true.
true. Yeah.
the
That's
other
So
ship
incredibly
is
true.
massively losing out.
Tim's missed his
That's
drinking buddy, but I think it definitely will have, hit him. So I don't know who would fill that gap, if anyone.
No, well, there you
That's
go.
an open invitation.
Barry. Go ask Barry. I'm sure he can drink.
Barry might do it. Barry can hold down his liquor, I'd say.
Yeah, not
Maybe,
good.
but I don't know if he'd go out and seek it though.
Barry's a salted sailor. He kind of considers you all officers and isn't quite ready
He
to.
doesn't want to fraternize.
Yeah, he's not quite there yet. He doesn't.
I told him he was the
I,
master regular.
I know you said that, and he's very, very grateful. It's purely that he doesn't know you all very well, and,
Yeah,
and
like
this
this
is your ship.
It's a fresh crew.
Yeah, he's just not there yet, I'd say.
Still first base.
Yeah, what would you guys like to do,
So,
please?
which way are we gonna go? We've kind of got a ship and, that's it. Captain? You're the captain.
Alarias, you said you had some options south, did you not?
Yep. So I know of a couple things south that I could show you on the map that we could possibilities, where we could get supplies if we run out. I mean, I can't guarantee people, but it's definitely. How are we saying? A month and a half to meet Bloodbeard.
Month and a half, 2 months. He told you. You'd recollect that.
Hmm.
We said it'd take a
Any-
month to get down there, wasn't it? Something like that?
Anything to get us in the region, yeah.
Yeah, it'd take about a month to get down there.
Yeah, so we'd have
Without
to.
any stops.
Yeah, so that's like half a month of.
That's
Whatever.
full speed as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're probably better off.
Considering the time, maybe we should just go down and see what's there.
Perhaps we could. Sorry, he's older. Perhaps we could head back to Tortle Island. I seem to remember we left a perfectly capable crew member there.
Oh yeah.
No, we left him there so that he can make something of himself there.
Well, he's gonna make our base.
Yes, we're better to restock.
Well, we've only been a few weeks at sea. It's not enough time for him to have done that. We give him some more time.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
It's fair.
If we're like on that way, or we accidentally like bump into it, then maybe.
Yes.
But I wouldn't go out of our
Yeah.
way.
We shall have to send him a messenger fish when we get an opportunity.
Messenger fish.
Messenger fish. Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
How do you get the message on the fish?
You speak to it in Aquan.
Do I?
You speak to fish.
But then if you said it in Aquan, how would
Yes.
the fish relay the message to the person? Unless they know, because they won't know it.
Oh.
Well, back on my island, a few people had magical abilities, and they could use animals as messengers.
Yes, yes, the one we left, I'm sure, has those capabilities.
Does he?
And
He doesn't seem me of the type.
He seemed capable to me.
his raven is going to be the messenger when the captain wants us. So
Ah, yes, this foul beast.
anyway, so Alarias, south. Where is the south?
Putrid vermin.
I'm sure it's fine. He seems friendly.
He was birthed, spawned from foul, disgusting magics.
I'm sure it was just an egg, but okay.
I pray for us both that you're right.
Could be a demon egg, I suppose.
Yes.
Alarias, where is the south?
You guys, man.
So it's south it is then.
Where?
You need to explain our options.
Where is this thing?
There's an island outside the fleet region, and so it just sells black market shit, so we can get good stuff there. Definitely easily food. Probably some people who hate the fleet, so we could get a crew there.
Certainly a start.
I mean, what's near us? So the one north begins with M. There's definitely stuff there,
Marical.
but obviously that's like a 2-3 week detour. Boatsy has some shit.
We'll be late if we go up, because we'll have to take there by 3 weeks, and then it'll take us 3 weeks to get back here, then it'll be a month, and we'll be late.
I say just go straight south.
Yeah, I mean, black market sounds super pirate stuff that we could get involved in.
Just be careful.
Where is it we're meeting Blackbeard?
Just outside the fleet area, isn't it?
He asked you to sort of just outside, just on the edge of the fleet region, south, basically.
So is
Sort
it
of
this island here?
So-
or this
so-
dot?
So not the island. He just said the edge of the fleet region, because
Okay,
there's
okay,
a region
fine.
split off by like southwest, West Ocean, Northwest Ocean, North Ocean, that kind of stuff.
We probably know anyway, because it's like a famous prison, isn't it? Or something. That's what he pointed out, like what we were doing.
He mentioned that it would be or he insinuated it would be some kind of breakout, but he's trying to meet you before that so that he can guide you towards it, because he's got a particular idea.
Thank you.
Fleet water. That's it.
Just be careful with the black market. I don't know what it's like here, but where I'm from, it's a pretty dangerous place.
Well, I'm sure we'll better handle ourselves.
Where else are you gonna find the best people?
Well, they
I
also
got the best people around here, haven't we?
Oh, that's sweet. Anyway, but
Yeah.
but they're the kind of people that would like shank you. I mean, Tim should be fine because the shell and everything, and I've got scales.
Yeah.
But you squishy types might have a bit of an issue because
Could
knives tend
just
to go.
use a meat shield then, can't we?
Well, I don't think about.
I mean, we've got Turtle Tim's shell.
I mean, I don't think we'd all fit in his shell. I mean, it looks quite spacious, but
You are welcome to try.
maybe later.
Tim, if you just walk backwards in front of all of us, that'll be fine.
I don't think that's going to be necessary. let's be honest. So what's our heading, Alarias? And then we can start a rotation on so we can get some rest.
Yeah, that's a
What?
good question. No idea.
Well,
Heading
can we just go
south,
south and see what happens?
west.
Do you have any idea where south this black market thing is? 'Cause we
Which way is south? I was going to ask you the same thing.
Somewhere there.
the ship have the map, have compasses.
His ship doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. We just have this map.
Why don't you just go by the sun?
You going to base it on the sun?
I mean, we can just roll checks. Surely.
I mean,
We've had experience
Gruzeel,
of, like,
I
doing-
just want to say something here. You've never been to this place before.
No.
You have no idea.
No, I know,
if the
he's-
sun's working the
Well,
right
this is
way.
it. He's just assuming based on Christian that you could go based
Yeah.
on where the suns are.
I don't know which sun you would go with though, because I don't know how but you got more than one. That's a bit weird. That's a bit greedy, if you ask me. But all right. I'm actually surprised it's not hotter than it actually is.
As like a survivalist, would Tim not have some sort of tribal method determining direction, or would they mostly use magic? Do you think?
Tim, generally, like most of the time, you just sort of hunt and find your way home. There's no real need to know headings.
Yeah, and
So
if he was
you-
navigating
I'm
it beyond the
proficient
water.
with water navigators tools and ships and shit.
Are you proficient with navigator's tools specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, then you
Do we have?
That'd be great if you had navigator's tools.
Yeah.
As in, like, I'm trained to do that kind of thing. As a,
All I'm saying is,
my character would know. even
your
though I do not
character
personally.
might have some aspects on how to figure out south, sure, but you don't have the stars at the moment because it's daylight,
Yeah.
and it's probably around noon, so the suns are high in the sky. So
We're fucked.
Okay.
I think Gruzeel
I mean,
would try anyway. Like, I think Gruzeel would assume, based on Christian knowledge, which basically works like here, on there, and try and figure out which way south is. But it's
if
noon,
you can
isn't it?
tell me a technique or an idea that you have in the middle of the day on how to figure
Is it-
out
is
which
it
head
actually
is
noon?
the correct heading, it's around noon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so that's not
the
gonna
sun
work.
is high in the sky. If you've got an idea on how to
Right.
figure this out,
The sun. So
If
wait,
you guys have got
wait.
any iron, you could make yourself a compass. I'm just putting it out there.
None of us would know that.
Yeah.
actually, Kethra, you might know that.
Wait, no, but for real though, as people who have been in the world, they know how the suns work. In terms
Yeah. No. I'm
but
saying
how-
this for
so
Gruzeel.
how-
Gruzeel
doesn't.
wouldn't be
but
sure.
how do the suns actually work? Because it's like, oh, it's an automatic thing for our characters to be like, oh, south is that way because X, Y, Z.
But we
But-
don't.
But as us,
This
as a,
place.
me as a person,
Okay.
no.
So
But if it's
the
noon,
That might not
suns-
work in this world as well.
the suns, they rise from northwest to southeast.
Both of them.
Both of them together. They rise together and they go over
Oh.
together.
I mean, but if it's noon, they're dead center.
what
So
kind of
it's not,
planet is this? That's not
Yeah,
how,
I
that's not
know.
how suns work.
that's a
Ah.
weird ass rotation. But all right.
I know, isn't it just? Maybe there's a reason for that.
Oh, God.
Sacrifice to the sun god.
Yeah.
Yes,
Anyway.
mage is
You don't know.
foul
I'm,
magic
I'm-
you can
I'm just
use.
saying, like you know that the suns rise from the northwest and set in the southeast,
Well, so
and they are currently high in the sky.
But we know enough to get a direction because we've been out in the day.
I mean, okay, here's what I'm saying. You can probably guess south, but you're not guaranteed you're going to get exactly south.
Alarias doesn't give us exactly
How-
south anyway. The guy
How,
just
how
says
strong's the
south.
wind? How strong's the wind?
How strong's the wind? Strong enough. It's coming sort of east, but you can catch enough on the sail to...
How do we know
Go
it's
south.
east?
Oh yeah, fair point.
Put your finger out.
It's coming from a direction, and you're sure you could catch it if you go
Moon it.
in a similar direction.
Because we could just get blown off one way. I wouldn't know.
So, Alarias has no foul magic for telling what way is what
I believe so.
at all. Tim is vocally upset about this.
There's a,
I-
you know
I-
what? There's a feat for this, isn't it?
Um,
Might actually be useful.
Kethra and Alarias, you would know that if you had a metal needle, which I'm sure you could probably get away with finding something that you can, in fact, with water and something
Can't-
else,
Can't we
make
just say that we just
a compass.
got a compass from the bit? Because that is just...
We didn't ask.
No, you didn't ask him for one.
No, you can't.
That's part of supplies, man.
Nah,
No,
you
it isn't.
can't.
Basic simplicity
No.
is.
No, it is not.
No.
Navigator's tools is not
Navigate-
part of supplies.
The,
No, it's
Navigating
not.
the ship it is.
the only thing you could possibly get away with,
No.
maybe, the only thing you could possibly get away with if your background gives you a compass. That's about it. That's all you're gonna get.
I mean, he probably assumed that we would have navigators tools, just
Look,
like
but
we assumed.
frankly,
we would
you
have
didn't say
navigators.
exactly. You would assume you were prepared.
Let's just sail in this direction and see what happens.
We'll have to go general south. We don't really have any
Yeah.
other way of
You
actually
could, you
like.
could go for general south.
Alarias has given us General South anyway, so...
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
have to-
that's fine.
yeah.
You can get general south. You will either be going southeast, south, or southwest.
but
And
as soon
as it
as we
gets later, still it will become more accurate because of the suns being in.
exactly, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the other option is to wait for an hour or whatever it is. You know, wait for a couple of hours and.
Yeah,
See
we
which
might
way
as well
they
be going.
Okay, cool. So who is actually navigating?
I'll start.
You'll start navigating. Okay, you can just roll.
So the idea is, with what am I adding?
You can add
I got proficiency
in navigator's tools,
in vehicles of
in
water.
sea vehicles. You're not piloting the ship. You're navigating.
I'm piloting the ship.
You're navigating. I'm gonna go with a.
I'm on the bloody thingo.
This is a survival roll because you're trying to find your heading. So if you have proficiency in survival, you're okay.
It's a 15.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Who's at the helm?
Oh wait, I've got navigator's tools.
What on you?
Have you actually
Like,
got
on you?
navigate
Yeah, in my tools,
proficient
in
in
my
them?
actual sheet.
on
I'm
your actual
proficient
sheet?
in them.
Great,
In your
Well, I can give you my navigator's tools.
great. You now
That's
have
it.
navigator's
You-
tools. You can find south.
So you had them the whole time, just so we
Yeah, no, I just like literally just scrolled down. I was like, oh wait.
Alarias, you fool!
I mean, I would have had one like anyway.
Didn't you think they were like heavy? Like, isn't it pretty obvious? Like, all right.
And you're proficient in them, Kethra, did you say?
I am.
Oh, fuck, you know longitude, latitude, you know where you're going, don't
I
you?
know.
Right, south.
Can we
We're
like
telling you
mount
it's the whole
those?
bloody time.
Oh,
Can we
dear.
mount those next to the steering wheel so like we never have to have that conversation again?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea, Tim. I think, yeah. That was a lot of wasted time, I think.
Sounds like we're agreed there.
Okay, so you're going to go south with your suddenly founded navigator's tools.
Yes.
Okay. You will get your week for a long rest.
Nice.
Thank you.
I can press the button. Long rest.
And with that 15, you find that your heading is moving
Wait,
fairly
that's
streamlined.
That's not with navigator's tools though.
Oh, okay, what is it with navigator's tools?
17, because I had my proficiency.
Oh, great, okay, well, 17. It's going well. It changed so much. It's,
I hope it did.
Okay, so you get your long rest of about a week, and in that week, let's just put you in the right direction.
Can I populate downtime for the week, please?
Can I?
Yes, can.
Whenever the sorry, I'm going first. Whenever the boat is sort of stationary, we're stopping or resting or anything. Tim is scavenging for fish.
So you're going to forage. You can forage without.
Foraging.
You can forage without the ship stopping. There are
Yeah, that's
fishing
fine.
rods if you want to do it that way, because you can hang off the
I'll
side and do it
go
that
in
way.
manual.
You're going in.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your swim speed again?
My swim speed is the same as my walk speed. I think it's 30.
Okay.
I
So
mean, ship's going full pelt, isn't it?
you'll lose time if you slow the ship down.
Ooh.
That's a-
No, thank you. That's okay.
So what's the benefit to you foraging manually?
If he forages, he can get more food supplies for you
But you
And
can do it
also
with a
I got-
without
rod.
having to buy anything.
It would be-
Yeah, there are fishing rods on the. Like he can use a fishing rod instead.
I want to stay sharp in terms of actually foraging in case we ever get stranded without food or something.
I mean, we got time to spare. We can slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, you can slow down if you want. It
Yeah.
just costs you a little bit of time.
I know. As a captain, I'm saying so.
Captain's decision. Overruled.
The captain is saying so. Okay,
So I
so
agreed.
Tim, can you roll a survival check, please? For the foraging. What is everybody else doing
I want
in their downtime?
I want to speak to Kethra.
So wait, I want to count the gold and seeing what this bloody sword is.
Okay. Do that first.
So the sword will get to the gold. Let me just find the gold.
24, Arthur, when you're ready.
24. Fuck man, you get. I reckon you with that over the week you get a barrel's worth of fish.
Wow.
Nice.
You're doing
That's
deep
a
sea
lot of
stuff.
You've
a lot of
done
crabs in
a,
there.
that's a lot. Yeah, crabs, fish. You've got variety.
Where's
Whoever
slowing
the
down
cook is.
for?
Yeah. You're very good at that.
Gonna have a whale of a time with that lot.
But,
Sorry, I'm
So
just
who's
looking
going to
for.
keep track of the ship's gold then? That's Alarias, right? He's the one that takes charge. Is it me or is it Alarias that takes care of inventory?
No, so Alarias keeps track of like all the stats and everything, but he reports to you as quartermaster and tells you what you've got available, what you don't have available. You, when you find treasure and stuff, get the first port of call, and you're also MP for the crew against the captain.
Because I'll need a list of that then, because I don't think I've got a list of our stock.
Yeah, I would be interested in that as well.
It's pretty much just a month and a half of everything.
Yeah, we decided to work it down to like months and stuff, and then gold, we just give you a solid amount of, well, you guys each know like how much gold you're holding and stuff, and that's your collation, and however you want to do that.
Right. We can talk about that later on how we're going to do that, because I think...
How much
we can
gold's
do
in
that
the
in
bag?
Discord if we have to.
Kethra, it's 500 gold in the bag in total.
Disappointing. Not as much as I...
So
As I guesstimated.
well, that was your guesstimate. The badge. Do you play around at all with the sort of like?
I'll investigate everything.
Okay. How are you investigating it? Let me just look at this.
Is it a puzzle?
It's not a puzzle. I just need to figure out how it works.
It was a puzzle.
Okay, so you're gonna focus. Are you gonna focus on any of the? Are you gonna try to become one with one of the items?
I don't know what the fuck it is yet. You haven't said what it looks like or what it.
Well, okay, so
off,
this tiny badge thing, it's a shield in shape. Could you do an Arcana check for me?
Because you said it was like a cop badge.
It's a bit like a cop badge, yeah. It's about that size.
That's a flat 5.
That's a flat 5. You think it might be magical? Maybe?
Are you doing this on your own, by the way?
You can give it to me.
Or were you doing this around?
Have you got a pearl to identify? Yeah.
It'd be great if someone knew to identify, but
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Level 2, don't think so.
Level 1
It's
spell.
a level 1 slot.
I've got it.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was...
You just need. Have you got
Oh,
a pearl?
jump
Then you can do it for
it.
free.
It doesn't know the spell.
No,
You could ask Tim to go down and get you a pearl.
got detect magic.
Tim, do you have identify?
No, I don't know it.
God damn it! 2 magical users.
I can detect the magic.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's
I've
already...
detected the magic in my hand as it stands. I don't.
Yeah, I think Alarias is the only one that can do it out of us lot.
Okay.
No, I could. As a clerics can learn identify.
No.
Really?
Not
Yeah,
point-
I
I
think I think you could because you were Forge domain.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
I
you
see.
could be part of the class lists.
Okay.
Yes.
The badge, yep. You think it might be magical? You don't know. This katana gives you a vibe,
Good or bad?
like a
badass vibe or a...
kind of like a badass vibe. You definitely feel it's a badass vibe, and then you kind of feel like an off balance vibe.
Okay.
Gruzeel, what are you doing with your week?
I wanted to talk to Kethra, but I guess that would happen after she's investigated this stuff. So
Oh, I mean, that's like about a day. So I mean.
Yeah, that'll only be a day. Laris, what are you doing?
Getting a gauge of the ship, the stocks, possible areas to upgrade. Need to come up with some ideas. What's the weaponry situation?
You got a couple of ballistas and a mangonel. It's old. It's old
Oh.
equipment. You don't have any cannons.
Shit.
How much are
That
cannons
stuff.
normally?
Would
Christ.
you know?
In
Would
ballpark.
I?
Ballpark. Alaris, actually, yeah. Alaris, you would know. Around 2,000 GP.
Oh, per.
per cannon.
per
Is that
cannon.
just straight? No ammo.
Yeah. Well, you probably get a bit of ammo in with that.
Chucks them in.
How many
that would be
cannons did the Cutlass have? Like 20 or something.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. That's wow.
Yeah.
What's the difference in cannon to ballista in terms of price?
Ballistas are a lot cheaper. They're more like
They don't do as much.
500 GP.
I don't think they do as much damage.
They don't do as much damage, and that's kind of where they're cheaper.
Because obviously, cannonballs being the solid piece of metal, these things are more basically large crossbows.
You could always modify them though, especially with magic. We get smart.
True.
That's an option.
Or just change like the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have some specialized bolts.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Yep.
Mm.
Okay. Tim, so you were foraging, Laris, you were checking out the ship stocks and everything. If you guys want to decide how you want to collate your gold, like if you're going to put it all into the treasury, then Dan needs to know the numbers. If you're going to keep a load and then have a little bit in the treasury, Dan just needs to know whatever gets contributed, so he can keep that stock. I am not getting involved with how you take those notes, and I'm leaving that up to you.
Yeah.
So Gruzeel and Kethra, you might as well have your conversation.
Right. Captain.
That's me, apparently.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, earlier, there are like bounty posters with my face on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a number on it,
Yep.
and it was quite high. And
Fairly.
am I a bad person?
Bad? Okay. Bad is relative. Okay. So, I see myself as alright person, you know?
I mean, I think
Morally
you're
grey.
nice. I think you're nice.
But, the bounties are issued by the fleet. And the fleet are currently the biggest people, the most powerful, we could say, around in the on Flood. So
Well, so they're giants.
in terms of like, so you know our ship is big, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have a lot more
A lot more what? Ships.
ships and people, and so there's only like got 6 of us on our crew. They have like hundreds and probably thousands of people and a lot more ships and people to handle that with, and because we have Admiral Bloodbeard. That's our like government, we could say, right? Yeah, government's where you were before.
Yeah, in a way. But
So
they kept themselves to themselves. They didn't really interact with each other.
right, so the fleet, right? They want everything. So you know, so I point to the map and was like, well, you see they have their little corner, right? They want all of it, right? And us, we kind of by natural association with Bloodbeard and such, but we are natural opposers to that. So while you may not be a bad person individually, compared to the fleet, you are bad because you don't want to do what they want to do.
I see. So they're like so they're like the overlord, and I'm the hero trying to defeat them.
If that works for you, yes.
I can. I'm down with that. I think I can make that work.
But
So basically, the bigger that number is, the more they don't like me.
yes, and that means we're doing a good job.
I see. So we want to make that number as high as possible.
Yes.
See? But why can't we just all get along? I mean, it just would be easier, wouldn't it?
It would, but then they kind of killed my whole island, so
Oh, see, that's not very nice.
no, you know.
No.
So, I mean, I'd appreciate it if you're with me, and we can kill the fleet together with us and probably a few other friends that we meet along the way.
It will be my pleasure.
Happy to have you aboard, Gruzeel. And maybe
This-
one day we can get you back to your old place.
That'd be nice. I have unfinished business. That's it, and then he'll go on, carry on doing his duties. Probably end up doing it with Alarias, I guess, because if he's quartermaster, he's going to try and. I suppose it hasn't been that long since he came here, but it's more to familiarise with it.
Fair enough. Who have you got in the crow's nest?
Four-fingered Tim, Johnny person.
Johnny.
He said he was going to Crow's Nest, but it's going to be, since there's only like 6 of us, there's going to be like an awkward ass rotation where everyone has to take turns in the helm and navigating, and then when someone's navigating and not in the Crow's Nest, I will do that. And it'll just be an awkward ass just rotation.
Well, if the
Technically,
compass...
Gruzeel should be navigating.
Fair enough. Because
Uh,
if the compass is near the helm, and we know we're going south, isn't that just following a sat nav at that point?
The
You need
person
to
at the
have separate-
helm is usually also the navigator.
Yeah, because does it need to have 2 separate people? One person steering, one person navigating? Because it seems to be that if we're going in a general direction, we don't really need to separate that duty.
It'll only
we
need
still
2
don't
people
really
if you
know
need to
yet.
plot short course changes.
Mm.
Because someone will need to be in the map room changing the map.
Right.
But that's
Because we
only
don't-
if you're doing course changes.
We don't know where we're going yet, apart from the south.
Yeah. But I think we're pretty much going to keep going until we find land at this point. But yeah.
We'll see.
Well, funnily enough, just as you say that, near the end of your week, there is a large piece of land to your left.
Oh, there you go.
Way.
Seemingly coming out of nowhere. It's almost like the person in the crow's nest didn't do very well at their job.
Yay, Johnny.
God damn it, man. Alarias, is that the place you were talking about with the black market?
Oh. Oh, it's not.
No, just shake my head. Shake my head.
What is it?
What is it?
It's just an island. It looks like a very nice tropical island.
Is it an island by its own? Wait.
Yeah. It's just a
Oh,
little
okay. Okay.
mound of
And
island.
we can't see any civilization there whatsoever.
No, it just seems tropical. Very, very
That-
tropical.
That floating island you mentioned. Had I been there before, would I recognise it?
The one I mentioned. Just a random island that kind of... You would recognise it. This is not it.
Okay. This looks like a new island to me. I haven't seen this before.
Do we stop there then, or? I mean,
I mean,
do
the
we?
rest of the village.
I don't know if we have enough time though, do we?
Oh, we've got time.
All right.
You're-
This quick circle the island and see if there's anything.
So you're going to
See
circle
it.
around the island?
Yeah.
Is
And
it
see
pretty
if-
small then?
And see if there's anything major.
It's not massive. It would probably take half a day to go all the way around. I know it looks small on the map and your ship looks
Yeah,
big, but like,
Yeah.
got comparisons. Okay, so if you're going to sail around, I need perception checks from whoever's looking.
That's a good roll.
Most
I'm
of us
looking.
are. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I will be.
All individual then?
Can do.
23.
Well, mine's only 14.
16.
It appears to be an island.
As you get round the
12.
other side, 12. Okay. Yeah, I think you'll all see this. As you get round to the other side of the island, you notice there are a lot of parts of the ship broken up and washed up. Now, Kethra, you see a shelter. You can spot that out of the wreckage, someone has built a shelter to sleep in.
Survivor.
Do these look recent?
It looks like a fairly recent wreckage, probably something that happened in the last week or so.
New person. Potentially, if they're part of a ship.
Mm.
If
I
there
see
are
this
some-
as good for multiple reasons. First, we could probably scavenge the remains of the ship for extra equipment, offensive equipment potentially. Do I see like leftover like cannons or anything of?
It seems like the broken parts that have washed up are mainly wood and sails and maybe a bit of rope. You can't really see much metal at all. It's possible that this ship wasn't armed.
There may be supplies, more supplies we can grab,
Plus, if there's a survivor, they might join our crew.
or they might know what was on the ship if it's worth looking around for it.
I mean,
Should we?
should we not help the person first?
Mm,
Well, if they are useful, then I don't see why not.
I mean, we can't let just anyone onto our ship. We should have like a test for them to pass. Questions for them to answer. Can't just let any crazy person on.
I'll let you guys on that.
I mean, yeah, we let Four Finger fucking do them.
Right.
We could ask
Right,
them if they're a nice person.
No.
Well, see, I like your thinking, Alarias. But yeah, if we have Johnny and Barry look after the ship, anchor up, then we can probably go ashore and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes, Captain.
Aye aye.
Aye aye.
So you guys are going to take a longboat onto the island, yeah? Okay.
4 of us.
As you go off, Barry's just like saluting you and going, "Yep, don't worry, Captain, I got this." And Johnny Fourfinger's like, "Yes, don't worry, Captain. She's safe in our hands, ain't she?" And Barry kind of just rolls his eyes.
Barry, make sure Johnny's not going to sail away.
"All right, Captain. I thought we settled this. You know I am a very trustworthy individual."
It's time to prove yourself then.
Of course.
We
I am
could
here
take the
to
wheel.
please.
We could
One of
just...
many steps, Johnny. One of many steps.
So you've weighed anchor. You get on the longboat.
Yep.
Go towards ship. As you're approaching, you see this this really lovely golden sandy beach with like these 2 sort of greyish rocks either side. To the left side, this is where most of the wreckage has happened, and the shelter, Kethra, is a little bit closer to the woods, to the trees, sort of behind the beach.
Is there any more we can glean from the wreckage as we go past it?
Look down. It looks like half a ship is here. You have no idea where the other half is.
And in terms of like content of the ship,
You reckon there's a couple of decks a little bit below the water, but you don't know what's in them, not from here.
okay. All right.
Alright, guess we'll just...
So you going straight to the beach?
I guess.
Yeah.
So as you get to the beach, again, it's been like a week now, so I'd say the suns are probably... It's daylight, you guys can all see comfortably. And you hit the sand. And what do you guys want to do?
I guess we should check if the person's okay.
I would like to check the tree line for exotic fruit.
Before we go, are we gonna go quiet, or are we gonna go really overt? Because
I mean, we just shored up on a boat. I think they know we're here.
you never know, they might be sleeping.
In the middle of the day? Alright. I mean, they could be like Zorro, I suppose.
Very much so. Okay. So I'm gonna start calling out, saying, "Hello. Saw your wreckage. Hello, anybody here?"
We're nice people.
Hello.
You don't have to say that, Gruzeel.
You never know. It would assure me, that's for sure.
People
you-
will have to say they're nice people.
Can you roll
Normally aren't.
persuasion?
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like specifically say.
Oh, what's with the 10s? 11.
11.
11, yeah.
Uneasy.
No response.
Expected.
I guess we'd knock on the door. I guess. I mean,
Is there a door?
The shelter doesn't have a door. It's just like a teepee kind of thing made of wood.
knock on the thing.
So are you approaching stealthily or loudly or?
No,
No,
we've been
just normally, I
we're
think.
pretty overt. So
Yeah.
I think we've got, assuming it's 1 or 2 people, we've got them outnumbered and outgunned.
Okay, when you look into the shelter.
By the way,
Yep.
if this person is living by themselves, they may have set traps. I would be wary of traps.
Is anyone checking for traps?
I'll check for traps.
Could you roll. I don't know what trap checking is, but I'm gonna assume
Survival?
survival
Investigation.
or investigation. Investigation sounds better. Yeah, investigation.
Follow tracks. Investigation. Location of a hidden object, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly that. Investigation.
investigation was my thing for that. Okay. Oh my god. 10 total.
10 total.
Yeah. Not doing well. That's +3 as well.
You find on your way a couple of traps, but they seem to be like for catching crabs.
Right.
And like stuff that's just walking along the beach.
Right.
And then you hear a snap
Oh god. Great.
while you're getting a little bit closer. And by the way, in this teepee, like inside, it just looks black, like really dark. It's well sheltered and it's very dark in there. And you just hear this snap, and suddenly, Gruzeel, something latches onto your leg, and you get. Could you roll a strength saving throw, please?
Strength saving throw. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was too dark to see inside, right?
Well, like, it's light outside, but because it's so bright outside, the inside of this shelter area ahead of you, the doorway just looks black because of how
Okay.
bright it is outside.
When I get close enough, I would like to cast light on the material it's made of. One of the panels.
Great.
Okay.
Once this is resolved, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. Yeah. You're about 20 foot back after this roof thing has just happened.
yeah.
16 total.
16.
Yeah.
You hold your ground, and you feel this piece, this line, almost like a fishing line, is wrapped around your leg, and is trying to pull you towards the shelter.
Can I use my hunting knife, because it's probably quicker and easier, to cut the rope?
You may.
Do I need to do anything? Or?
It'll just happen.
Okay, cool.
So after you do that, you hear a, "Why are you here?"
Oh, we're checking if you're okay.
Out from the teepeed space, first you see the shimmering light off a rapier point, and out this woman with a red bandana on, blonde hair tied behind her, in like a classic kind of white shirt with almost like a waistcoat, a brown leather waistcoat around her, and trousers and massive buckled boots. And she's brandishing her rapier at you and is holding a short sword at her other side, and you can see she's got a scimitar also
Blimey, kid.
on her back. And she says, "Well, why are you here?"
Well, you don't need to put brandish weapons. We haven't got any of ours out.
No offense, but I am not one to put my guard down when I am surrounded.
It's okay. We're nice people.
Yes, a lot of people say that.
What race is she?
She is human. She has a similar complexion to someone you recently knew.
Is that me specifically?
Nope, that's to everybody.
Sorrow.
She's not got green hair.
No, she hasn't got green hair. She's just got a similar complexion of skin.
Just white.
Just anime.
Yeah, she's anime. She's very anime.
That's it.
She's
Yeah.
anime.
The hair's like gelled in place. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, we are really nice people, though, so that works for us.
Yes, we're here to save you.
Prove it. Put down your weapons.
Gruzeel
Our
will,
weapons aren't drawn.
Gruzeel will put his scimitar on the floor.
Take them off you. And put them down.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you're the one at a disadvantage here, so...
Exactly. So make me feel safe.
You're the one not in place to make any kind of demands of us.
I mean,
Tim-
That sounds like fighting talk to me. And she begins with, like, while holding the short sword, she begins just, like, with her pinky drawing this other scimitar from her back. From, like, her lower waist. Like, she's pulling it out of its scabbard,
okay.
is what I'm saying. She's not wielding it.
Diplomacy rapidly
shit.
failing.
Gruzeel will put his scimitar on the floor. He will, yeah.
Yeah. I'll put
Yeah,
my
yeah,
dagger
Tim will
on
drop
the
his
floor.
great club in the sand.
I suppose that makes you the captain.
Gruzeel will put his hands up.
Only a captain is so stubborn not to lower their weapons.
I never drew mine in the first place, so no need to worry about them.
She looks around at all of you again.
Nice people.
And she
We could
lets
have
the scimitar back down in her scabbard. Well, why have you come? And she begins putting her short sword also in her scabbard, and then her rapier as well.
That's a lot of weapons, but okay. Oh, I said.
Oh, free swords!
Oh, this is it. Well, as I was saying, we saw that it was a wreckage, and there was a shelter here. We thought maybe you were a survivor of the wreckage, and we thought you might need some help.
Well, thank you. That would be very beneficial. I am actually in need. Which way are you going?
South,
North.
east.
Well, which is it?
West.
Which way do you need to go?
I am more curious about where you are going. Otherwise, I may as well wait for another ship.
Where do you want us to go?
Don't think another ship's going to come around anytime soon.
You would be surprised.
I mean, does it really
Really
matter?
fine to let us stay here.
I mean, we could do with some crewmates if you're, bored, lonely.
She sighs and she grits her teeth a little bit. She's like, okay, is this one could just stop for a moment? I wish to go south.
Well, you're in luck. We are also heading in that direction.
Towards the fleet?
We have plans there, certainly.
Excellent. So do I.
The fleet are bad guys, apparently.
That is much of most people's opinion. I find that it is of no matter to me.
Oh,
I do not particularly like to take sides.
Fair enough.
why?
What's
your name? I am Gruzeel.
What are all your names? This is a really odd kind of introduction.
Tim.
Alarias.
Captain Stormbringer.
Captain. And she bows her head and does a little hand gesture to you. My name is Elena Stilltongue. Some call me the Three-Clawed Devil.
Why?
Because, and quick as anything, she draws all her weapons, throws up the scimitar, grabs it in her teeth, and she slashes at you, and your trousers fall down.
Oh,
Oh, shit, right. And he'll stagger
that
to
is a
pull them
neat
back
trick.
up.
And then she
I don't think you can
puts her
reach me
weapons
from there.
down,
That's pretty
takes her scimitar out of her teeth, and puts it back in her scabbard, and looks at you and goes, "That is why.
Doesn't that hurt your teeth?
You get used to it."
Why wouldn't you just put the rapier or the short sword in there? Why did you pick the biggest one?
It does better as a slashing weapon.
The ship you're on. Is there anything good on it? Anything worth scavenging?
Quite frankly, I imagine all the food is probably rotted in the ocean. I've eaten what was good. Maybe some panels of wood. It is not my expertise. I was mainly asking for safe passage towards the fleet slums.
And what happened to the ship in the first place?
A storm hit us. Powerful storm coming from the center circle. It tornadoed out towards us. Rather annoying, if I may say so myself.
so you're the only survivor. The crew died.
Yes, well, some of the crew got a little bit handsy once no captain was around to keep them in check.
So what happened to them then?
Well, they are probably a few feet deep underneath where you're standing.
By your hand?
Of course.
Gruzeel will move to step to one side.
I don't know if that got you away from the other ones. Look, a lady has to protect herself in this world.
Well, you can handle yourself. It's impressive.
You do not get very far in flood without being able to.
That's true, I think.
So are we done here? Can I get aboard the ship? What are we saying?
I guess so.
Hmm.
It's up to the captain.
Yes, and we all know who that is, and she smiles at Kethra.
So we're taking you south.
For free?
And what happens when we take you south? What happens then?
Well, you can go on your business, and I will go on mine, and perhaps if we have made such good friends during our time together, we will come back together.
She's very cut and dry. Taking shit.
What was the arrangement you had with the previous captain?
They were trading with the fleet, and when we got to fleet, I would be allowed to safe passage towards the slums of fleet on the other side. It is a less known location, but there's someone I have to meet there.
Oh. What's so special?
I doubt we're going that far south.
Oh, well, perhaps I will help you with your business, and you can then help me with mine.
Seems fair.
She seems like a powerful ally.
She seems nice. Apart
There's
from
that too.
Why are you talking about me as if I am not here?
Guys, we need to talk about sounding professional.
We have to
Other
vote.
people.
How long have you been
Yes.
captaining a ship? I feel like this is very new to you.
Oh,
Yours
I've
was-
been in position of power for a while, but I've got a relatively green crew, as you may see.
I mean,
and
that's just racist. I'm always green.
I have to say, that is not something a captain usually calls the crew.
beggars can't be choosers. Do you wish to come along?
If it gets me where I need to go, I am interested.
Then it's a start. Let's go.
Excellent. Could you just give me a moment? I just need to grab my things.
As she's doing that, can I go do a quick inspection of the ship? See if there's any
Of
supplies.
what's... Yeah, you can take a look. Can you roll... An investigation. Yeah, roll investigation.
Can I ask her about the island? Anything of interest on her?
Of course you can. You want a RP, Oscar?
Is there anything of interest on the island?
There are a few boars, a couple of deer, not much more than that. Some fruit,
No exotic fruit.
as exotic as you can find on any other island.
Very well.
You are a very odd little man.
Yes, very well.
He wanders off to scavenge amongst the trees.
Don't mind him. He was young, and then he got made magically old.
How would one get made magically old?
We found a ghost.
That is very odd.
Yes, it was very strange. He died again somehow, and then our ship was like bad, and then he died, and then it became cool again. It was all very flashy. Oh, and
Okay,
there was, and there were
I'm going to
skeletons
get-
with like lots of bits.
Okay, little Mr. Dragonborn, I'm going to go ahead and get my things now.
My name's Gruzeel, by the way.
Okay, Monsieur Gruzeel.
I like your
She's-
swords.
She's gonna stand for a second and then just. I'm going to go now. She's gonna go get her things.
Gruzeel, you need to work on your game now. Jeez.
Okay.
We are the least professional.
You're
pirate
not.
outfit.
You're not great at talking.
I was just trying to be nice. Spark a conversation.
Gruzeel, we're gonna need to teach you when to not spark a conversation.
I mean, conversation's always good. You get to know people.
Yes, but in certain circumstances, that is not the case. Or maybe it's better to pause this conversation until a later time when they can't escape.
That sounds oddly ominous, but okay.
You don't want to scare her off there, Gruzeel.
By this point, she comes out. She doesn't have that many things. Literally like a knapsack over her shoulder kind of situation. Okay, shall we go?
14.
Ah,
Good check.
14. What is so special about this 14?
Is that impressive to you?
A lot of the wood's kind of soaked, but you could probably get away with getting a few more panels out for repairs. Maybe retrieve the sails. Once they dry out, they'll be good for repairs. There's plenty of rope that, again, soaked, but
I mean,
would be useful.
We've got plenty of that stuff ourselves at the moment.
All the food is soaked and mush and
Yeah.
not really usable anymore. You can find a couple of harpoons and a couple of that's about it. A couple of harpoons.
Better than nothing.
I mean, yeah, I'll take all that because I think it's worthwhile.
Mm.
Just to have in case of upgrades or just normal damage.
Be good to throw it stuff off the side of the ship or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Stick a rope on the end of it, and Tim's got a hunting thing for foraging. The
This is
biggest
true.
We've got harpoons in the first
Yeah.
place.
You do already have
Yeah,
harpoons.
already fair enough.
It's fine.
Now you have more.
Yeah, why not?
Can I roll foraging exotic fruit?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Wisdom, survival saving.
Thank you.
Not saving, just roll it.
Survival saving.
Survival roll.
10.
Roll. 10. Some bananas.
Yes.
Maybe a coconut.
Whoa.
How many bananas, please?
6. All in
Save
one
off
bunch.
scurvy.
Don't know if bananas are the right fruit for that.
No.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
more vitamins.
Yeah, it's
Potassium.
citrus, isn't it?
It's got something, yeah.
Potassium's another. I mean, citrus specifically does
Yes.
help fight off scurvy, but like other vitamins and minerals and stuff are also.
Yeah. All right. So you guys get back on the longboat and get back towards the ship.
Yep.
Oh, good. That only took like barely an hour or two. Well done, guys. So many other opportunities for that to go wrong. So you get in the longboat and Elena
The ship's
sits.
gone.
No, Elena sits next to you, Kethra, and just sort of leans in and just like, why do I feel like you're the only one that actually knows what you're doing?
Because that's exactly what's going on.
Oh, Alarias
You
knows.
s-
Actually, no.
Wow.
I
Wow.
was gonna say Alarias.
Thank you, stranger. Jesus.
I'm
Took
just
me for a
saying,
minute.
you know, this is
Is
a
it 'cause
very
I'm a
new
man?
crew. Is it? Oh no, I would not be so sexist.
You think
I mean,
less of me?
He's dealing with brain damage.
He has amnesia.
Memory loss. Jesus Christ.
When you say that, Gruzeel, she looks at you, and there's a flicker of her eye back at Alarias, and kind of just staring into dead space. And then she looks at Alarias for a moment, and you'll all see this. Like, this is all very obvious. She's like, you are losing your memory.
I did.
I
I
think
did lose mine.
He kind of like. Was I there for that?
No.
No. No, I don't know. I won't say anything then.
Kethra wasn't there either.
You have lost your memory.
Yeah, I have. Well, I did. Yeah. Did you?
No. She gets a bit quiet for a second, and then she's like,
I mean, you're hesitating quite a bit there.
and then she looks at the ship behind you, and she's like, I know that ship. How did you get the bone breaker?
I
That has
told
been
you.
missing for years.
It was
The bone
old.
blade now.
It was old. There was a ghost. The ghost died again, and then made the ship new again. And then he said we could have the ship, so we have. And we renamed it a little bit.
You were not
See-
lying. That is an actual true story. You faced a ghost.
I never lied.
Yeah. We're not so useless as you think. Ha!
Ah.
Okay. I will wait and see. You all seem much more interesting than I first expected.
I have animals in my bag.
Oh,
I have mayonnaise in my jar.
What? Captain, I do not know what kind of crew you are holding at the moment, but if any of them come near me with their bag of animals or their mayonnaise in a jar, I am going to have to cut them.
I wouldn't blame you.
Oh, shit.
They're not euphemisms. These are more literal people than you're used to, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. So this one actually has a jar of mayonnaise.
I believe it's a jar
Yes,
of
would you
many
like a
things.
demonstration?
It's more.
I
no,
think I am okay for now.
we've had it be a few
Miss
things.
your total man.
We've had it be a few things. One of which seems to be mayonnaise, but I think with an oil. I think right.
There was beer in one of them, wasn't it?
A beer with beer.
Yes.
He's a man of many lips.
Perhaps I can get more of an explanation when we are on the ship and I am not so close to all of you.
I thought
They're very literal. It's all very.
So when you get to the ship and board the ship, she'll stand and take in all your stories of what you currently have.
Just waving my jug in her face.
Okay, so that is
Mine has
okay.
giant beavers in it.
What?
Badgers.
Badgers, sorry, badgers. It was badgers, wasn't it? Beavers. Badgers.
Okay, that is
And an elk.
right.
Yeah.
That is very interesting, possibly very useful. Captain, I must say I have incredible eyesight. Please allow me to go into the crow's nest, far away from them.
Be my guest.
Great.
Johnny will rotate with you when you need to rest.
Johnny. All right, love. Name's Johnny Fourfingers. It's good to have another lady on board, eh, sir?
Johnny,
Captain.
if you touch her, you die.
Oh, what do you mean? We're all friends here. No, he's right. You touch me, you die.
She cut my trousers off.
Yeah, it's Gruzeel just walking around.
Oh, mate.
It's like-
Oh, Gruzeel. Let me go get you another pair, mate. I'll go get you another pair.
Johnny, she'll make you the literal four fingers you're meant to be, if you're not careful.
I've already lost it. All right, love. I understand where my place is. I'll take a gander over there, shall I? Get me mate some new trousers. All right?
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah. No worries, mate. No worries. Anything to get out of this situation. And Barry comes up and is just like, Captain.
Barry,
Well, as you can see, nothing went wrong. All good here.
proud of you, Barry. You did a good job.
Thank you, Captain. And this is Lady... And he bows his head and puts a hand out. I don't know what I'm doing. Can someone help me?
This is the three-quarter devil.
He looks up, and his hand closes, and he pulls it back, and he's like, You're the three-clawed devil. That is right? She's killed a lot of people.
And now she's on our ship, Barry. Keep
Pleasure to have you on board.
to your manners, Barry, and you'll be just fine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She's a nice lady.
As I were, Captain.
As you were, Barry.
And he scampers off. This is a very new crew.
I told you.
This will take some time to be getting used to, but I shall go up and
Be my guest.
do the sightseeing. Do you carry on sailing south?
We do indeed.
Who is using the navigator's tools to regather your bearings?
I shall. Can during this time, can I be teaching Gruzeel about using navigator's tools?
Yes, you can.
Nice.
Because then I'll give you the proficiency for later.
We could say you did it in the last week as well, and basically by the time you get down there, Gruzeel will be more familiar with the workings of this world as well as navigator's tools.
So wait,
I
add
have
that as a
something for this
proficiency?
week as well, if possible.
On what are you trying, Tim?
Sorry, Sonny, did you have a question first?
Mine was, do I add that as a new proficiency then for navigation tools? or not?
Navigator's tools, yes.
Cool, okay.
Are we going to do a 4-week jump?
It depends on if you get to where you're getting with in the 4 weeks.
Mine is fairly quick. So, as the ship's doctor, at one point, Tim would request or demand Johnny Four Fingers come down to his doctor's quarters.
All right, he'll come down to your doctor's quarters. All
Um,
right, mate. What do you need?
Yes, I need someone in your circumstances, you see. Do you remember me asking you if you would like to become Johnny Five Fingers once more?
I did, mate, but it's kind of my go-to now. I've got very used to these.
Tim casts False Life on Johnny, in hopes that it might give him at least a spectral extra finger or two.
Can you tell me the description of false life?
That's very weird.
It's not quite what it does.
No. So it gives you
Bolsters with a
extra-
necromantic facsimile of life. You gain 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit point. No, itself. Oh well. Okay, in that case, you can just have the conversation.
Well, mate, I love what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I do miss my digits, but I have found hiding certain objects as fingers. This has come pretty in handy.
Oh, very clever indeed.
I mean, keys look like fingers sometimes, right angle.
Well, no, but
At a glancing look, trust me, people
Yes.
who carry keys aren't actually that smart.
okay, yes, I see. I'll bear that in mind. So in the future, you wouldn't be open to regaining these figures.
Well, I'm
these
not
digits
gonna lie to you,
permanent?
mate. I may have made a story for myself and got a little thing, but well, I wouldn't mind having my pinky in my index finger back. It'd be pretty good. I'd like to be able to play the piano again, but
Yes.
you know,
Okay, I shall see what I can do for you, Johnny.
You can play the piano with less fingers.
Just not as well.
I'm very used. Like it's just
Probably not very.
it's not quite in the same rhythm as when I was a child. You know.
Yes, that sounds very distressing, Johnny.
There's a lot of times where I go down and just nothing happens, and then I hit the other key, and then it just doesn't sound right. And then sometimes I try to go for the long haul with this finger, and it just doesn't quite make it, and then I end up with the wrong tune. It just doesn't sound right. Simple
Yeah.
tunes, great.
Incomplete scales.
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2. Like,
Does
I
the
can do
Jaws
that.
theme really well?
You can make
Yeah,
opposites.
Small fingers, I can do. But yeah, the classical I learned as a boy is no longer.
I'm guessing there's not a piano on board.
Oh, I'd pay to see
There
that.
is.
There is.
in the captain's
Oh, the
quarters.
captain.
There's a piano.
Perhaps
Gotta
we
get
should
that
move
going.
it into the galley.
Well, I'm all for it, but it's captain's piano. You go ask her.
Can't play piano. You've seen her.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Well, mate,
Wow.
mate, you're just with me, and that's all right. But you know, you might want to shorten that kind of talk around this place. People
Oh,
start
yes,
thinking
I would
you're
never-
carrying some kind of mutiny revolt
No,
kind
no,
of thing.
no,
going on.
I would never. No,
You want to be
those-
talking nice about the captain, all
no,
right?
no, of course. Those
Yeah.
words don't leave this room. That's called the Hippocratic Oath, you see.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll keep that in mind. But just remember, mate, you don't know who else is listening. All right, like I know you're joking and you're just having a play, but some other people might think, oh, he's got a thing against captain. Maybe he's thinking about mutiny.
No. I already mentioned the oath. Did you not hear?
I love
Yes,
it.
yeah, of course, yeah. Of course.
Yes.
It's not what the Hippocratic Oath is, but alright.
It means
Snitches get stitches. Is the
No, Hippocratic Oath basically means you'll heal anybody, no matter who they are.
yeah.
Whereas
Doctor
you're
patient
that's
confidentiality.
what
right?
you're after, yeah.
Sure, I won't say a thing. Don't you worry about it. You green fellas, you've been lovely to me.
Green fellows.
Is Tim green?
Tim is green.
Oh, Tim is
It's
green.
green.
Okay.
It's a Tortle.
I think I covered everything I wanted to do then.
Okay, cool. Is anybody doing anything else during their weeks? Or just their regular duties?
I will attune to the badge.
The badge?
Did
not
we
the sword.
did we glean anything from the sword? Have you told us about the sword or anything about
Just
the
said
got
sword?
a
it was
vibe.
I'm tempted just to attune to it regardless.
Could do.
Well, you'd have to get it off me first.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. If you've not really been forthcoming with it, then that's gonna be.
Well, it's still in the chest. In the bag of holding.
Technically, by pirate code, quartermaster, you do get your pick of the trinkets.
Captain, what are we gonna do about this sword?
I'm not sure because I had a look at it, and it gives me a weird feeling.
I could always have a look at it. I've dealt with some magic before, or some weird shit.
Feel free. I'm not going to stop you, but I'll give you caution. At least.
Try not to touch it.
Well, be careful. It's a sword from a bag from a cursed ship,
From a ghost.
from a ghost. And as much as we were good with Lenton, he may not have had control over what this sword was. Feel free. I'm not going to stop you. You are the quartermaster. You are within your rights to do with it as you may. I've taken liberties to investigate this badge further, so
Figured out what the badge does?
we'll see.
That's a no.
We'll see. We'll see, Gruzeel. And tell you what, that'll be our tasks in between navigating. You look at the sword. I'll look at this badge.
Okay.
So are you two attuning to those items?
So what I'm going to do first
Yes.
is I'm going to get sort of some cloth that we've got, because I'm sure we've got cloth lying around.
Yeah, we got cloth.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it around my hand and
Right.
pick it up with with that cloth hand, so I don't
That's
actually make
unnecessary.
contact. Gruzeel's got to be careful.
I'll hand it to you as like blade. It's in a scabbard, right? I assume.
Yes, it's in its own scabbard.
I'll hand it to you like handle towards you, holding the scabbard. So give it a go. I've handled it myself in this time.
Okay, well in that case then he'll trust Kethra and pick it up, draw it, look at the blade, inspect it, try to get any kind of gleaning of it, any magicalness of it, things like that.
Okay. Well, we're going to start with Kethra tuning to... Kethra, add to your equipment an animated shield.
Wow,
Ooh,
nice.
I like the sound of that.
And attune to it, obviously.
Animated.
Gruzeel. Can you do an Arcana check for me?
Right, here we go. Not his strong suit. but
Wait,
we
as a
can-
badge.
It's a badge. Animated shield. It looks like a badge. It's called
At
an
least your
animated
hamstring.
shield.
Sweet, so I can just have it on my person. I'm gonna hide it under my person.
So
it's not on
basically,
display.
you would take it out, say the command word, and it would then become a
1
shield
minute.
and protect you for 1 minute.
What, just
Okay.
floating?
Floating.
Nice.
Sick.
Pretty cool.
It leaps into the air and hovers in your space to protect you as if you were wielding it.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Without actually, so it gives you an extra +2, I guess. Then is that what that's doing?
At that time.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
What during that time? Yeah.
15.
15.
Yeah.
This blade affects fate. You get a sense
Oh no.
that there is something
Oh no.
something to do with luck
Yeah,
with this blade.
I know what it is, but he's not going to know what it is.
Are you going to attune to it?
As long as he can't As long as he can't sense any negative specifics. So basically he's checking for it being demonic, cursed, any
You
kind of
got the
negative energy
same-
coming out of it.
You got the same vibe as Kethra, but bar that, you just kind of sense it's got something to do with luck.
Which is not necessarily evil. I don't think, yeah. If he can tell that much, if it was cursed, he'd probably know. Potentially.
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 Don't know how hard the check is, do you?
I'm not going to look it up.
It doesn't seem bad. I can tell that it's got something to do with luck. We could give it to Johnny Four Fingers. He seems to be very, luckily inclined, I guess. Or disinclined.
Do you think it's bad? That's the first thing.
I don't...
Oh,
I don't think so.
I'll say this now. You each got a vibe. You don't feel it's particularly evil.
Mhm.
There's no evilness to it.
Mhm.
And Gruzeel, you get the sense it's something to do with luck.
Yeah.
There's just an unbalance to it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
vibe.
because mostly what he's looking for is cursed energy or negative energy, because he would have come across some, not many, in his time. So that's what he's mostly looking for. But if he can't feel that,
I'm not giving you advantage on the roll.
no, of course. Not.
I could always try, I suppose.
I think we have a duty of care to our crew. That if we have a hint that it could be bad, we can't give it to anyone else. We just sell it at the next place we find, or at least try it, see if it's useful. If it's not useful to you, then that's fair, and then we can dish out it to someone else.
The problem with magic items, if you don't know what they do, they become very difficult to sell.
I know, but I think until Alarias can regain some of his memory or magical prowess, we'll have to just hope, or until one of us tries it. Are you willing to try it, Gruzeel? That's the question. If not, then we won't.
I'd rather I checked than the crew, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So you're attuning to it, or
Oh man.
I can tell you where to look it up in D&D Beyond
I know-
if you're tuning to it.
No, I know what it is, but
Do you?
I do.
This is a homebrew item. I don't think
Oh,
you
is it?
do.
Oh, it's very similar to a non-homebrew item then, based on that.
Mhm.
Go for it, Gruzeel. If you're that uncertain, just go for it.
We can try.
Right, I'll attune to it.
Search bad luck.
Oh no.
Bad luck,
I
Blade.
quite like the ability I came up with. You know,
Does it?
should come up as a longsword. If it doesn't come up, then I need to talk to Haiss.
Yeah, I don't add customite. No.
Okay, if it's not there, what I'll do is I'll send you the stuff around it. Hold on. Damn it, Haiss, you want one job.
I thought it was a luck blade. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I made this myself. I'm not going to give you something nice.
Oh, this is it.
Well,
I've got something nice.
well, yeah. It depends. I'm just going to send you the deets.
I'll have to do it separately. The thing,
It is technically a longsword.
which I think.
It's
Yeah, I'm
what
pretty
I'd
sure I'm
say.
okay with. Yeah, I'm okay with everyone.
Should be okay.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Well, actually, I'll have to find out what it does and then tell. Can roll. Oh. Okay.
I roll that one, by the way.
Oh dear. Fuck. That's not good. Definitely should have given it to Johnny Four Fingers.
Okay. I've attuned to it.
Can I just say, with Gruzeel, he will know that he can.
Because you know everything, don't you, when you're attuned to something?
He will know basically that he can
I was just going to translate.
give
it into-
himself. He will give himself bad luck to do
Yeah.
worse on someone else. But if he's bad at it or bad at using it, he could harm himself.
Yeah.
So, basically, it can drain my luck to hurt the person, hurt somebody more. But you have to be very, very careful because if you do it too much, it kind of hurts you back.
Shit. Jesus.
Let's just say, Johnny might not be the only one with 4 fingers. But the good thing is it doesn't seem like it's cursed, so I can just not use it.
Okay.
Gruzeel,
Yeah.
there is one more thing. I left this out of D&D Beyond because it will be completely revealed to the person who attunes it, so I was trying to avoid that. As you've attuned to it, you get a sense that this blade has been cursed, but there is a true form of what it should be.
Oh, it's
But you
cursed,
don't-
but it's not a cursed weapon.
It's cursed, but it's not a cursed weapon, and it has a true form, but it's not currently at that at the moment.
Okay.
But it looks like this isn't its final form. It seems to be there's something holding it back. It's not cursed, but it is cursed, but not to the person who's using it. They're not cursed, but it itself is cursed.
But by holding back, you mean
So-
it could, like, if so in its true form, it would be more bad luck, or
I don't know. I can't tell. But it's like it's locked. Its trueness is locked with a curse. Whether that's good or bad or not, I don't know. I'm not that magically inclined.
If only you had someone with Identify.
Indeed.
if only.
Next level.
Yeah. We need a lot of pearls.
I think for now, we could try it a few times, I suppose.
I don't really
But-
want to lose any fingers.
Well, you don't have to try.
I think we should give it to Johnny 4 Fingers. He's got fingers to spare.
Remember, I specifically used the word attempt
Yeah.
just as a specify because this is quite a low.
So I have to roll a nat. Okay. And then
If you
another
roll,
happens.
if you roll a nat 1,
Then
I
you
roll,
Okay.
and you may or may not
Yeah.
lose something.
It's pretty crazy though, because I mean, should I say what it is, OC? What it is? What it does?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
mechanic?
you can say that, OC.
So basically, I get disadvantage to crit them, essentially.
Okay. That's not too bad.
It's not bad. It's all right. I mean, I don't have great stats, so getting disadvantage. But yeah, if I get a nat 1, then Arthur's going to roll something, and depending on that roll, I could lose like a limb
How do you know which?
Or digits.
or
Has
digits,
he got the-
fingers or
It could,
digits.
fingers to arms.
Yeah,
That's the level, and I will roll for that.
yeah, and I don't know
And
what
that is
threshold
that is only on nat 1s when using the weapon.
And bearing in mind I have disadvantage, that increases the chance of a nat 1.
Yeah. But
No risk,
think-
no reward.
how the fuck do you get its true form then?
Well, remove a curse.
that's the thing.
Remove curse, I'd imagine. Again, OC, but I would imagine you need to use remove curse on the thing.
Just to say as well, while looking at it, Gruzeel, you see that the katana, it's a Damascus blade. There are ripples of layered steel travelling up the sharp edge of the blade, and the hilt is fairly simple, with red wrapping, hiding
Yeah.
a black binding on a bronze cap on the pommel.
So damage-wise, it's the same. It's just a scimitar we're using this for, right?
No, so this is a longsword. So this is
Longsword,
this is a full katana.
Longsword. So that's a D8, D10, right?
The 8 to 10 versatile, yeah.
I'm gonna add just longsword for now until
Yeah, I'll sort
until
out why
Thingy
that's not
sorts out that, and just so I know what the stats are.
Yeah. I think it's worth trying a few times just to see how you feel. But I think
mean, I'd
our
rather
first
use it
opportunity-
against something, not like a training dummy, just in case I,
Well, of course,
lose a finger while on a training dummy.
of course, Gruzeel. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to go against any of our people, but yeah, I think give it a go in combat. If it doesn't work for us, then we can always sell it.
Yeah, now that I know what it does.
Sweet.
That's interesting. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, because it's one-handed weapons. Because with my dueling, if I two-hand the longsword, I don't get the extra 2. Which is interesting.
Because your other hand
Yeah, 'cause the
can't
other
hold
hand's
a weapon.
Yeah, so it's it's interesting. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So I either get 1d8 plus 3 or 1d10 plus 1. It's interesting. Alright, anyway, sorry.
1d8 plus 3 sounds better to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. Especially for the two armor, A2 AC.
The other thing to note, actually, Gruzeel, while you're there, is as it's a katana, it's actually a finesse weapon as well, so you can use your dex.
Is longsword not finesse anyway?
No,
No.
longsword is strength only, but
Okay.
you will be allowed to use your dex as well because it's a
Is
katana.
that on the custom? Is that on the homebrew?
I think I note it down. Even if I don't, I will make sure it's written down on it. But it had to be a weapon on D&D Beyond, so
Yeah. That's alright actually, because I can customize it, so that's fine. Once I put it on, I'll customize the damage, so that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine, sorted.
okay.
So he'll I guess, could he draw both? He could wield both. He'll strap it to his other side, basically. So the shield's on his back, and he's got his scimitar on one side and this katana on the other.
Cool. And assumedly, Captain, you are keeping that badge.
I'll keep
Cool.
it hidden though.
Oh, cool.
Keep it under the folds of our clothes.
So you guys keep going south?
York.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
after about a week, you hear a shout from the crow's nest. I suggest that we go port just a little bit. There is a very unfriendly tribe ahead of us.
Sounds good to me.
How unfriendly is unfriendly?
Have you ever dealt with the Sahagin before?
Yes, but not
I've
here.
heard of them, and they're not good news. Let's go.
No.
I would not wish to go against a pack. That is all I say.
I knew people that went against a team of 5 Sahagin once. They were pretty strong.
Yes, no offense to your motley crew, but I expect that it's maybe a little bit much.
Yes. The people I was with struggled a little bit.
Struggle a little bit.
Well, this one guy did decide to summon a whole bunch of these little method dudes that started exploding everywhere. That was not.
That was a good idea.
That was a little
They
bit
sound
messy.
like true heroes.
Yeah.
So you go round?
Sure.
Wide berth. Probably adds just maybe a day, not much, like onto your journey, because you have to go pretty wide for these guys not to notice you.
We've still got plenty of time.
Luckily, you put someone with a really good perception up in the crow's nest. Okay, so yep, go ahead. We got a couple more weeks of long rests if people want to do anything.
Excellent. I'll message you the details, but
All right.
empty barrels, pretty much easy to come by, right? On a ship.
It's been a few weeks now. You've probably got through some of your supplies.
Mm-hmm.
How much
Okay.
fish are you gonna catch?
Tim will drag 2 of the barrels into the medical bay.
All right.
What is he planning?
Alarias, you will notice this happening. And Tim,
Tim, why are you taking my barrels?
I need them. My medical supplies.
Wait, what are you fitting in those barrels?
concoctions.
Mayonnaise.
As long as it doesn't kill or hurt any of the crew, go
No,
at
of
it.
course not.
Cool. Go
Thank
wild.
Who have you? By the way, who have you made cook?
Was
Or is
it
it just
the deckhand, wasn't it?
rotate?
It's a rotation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
we
Gruzeel.
all take turns.
I'm
What?
not going to make you guys check. I'm going to assume your cooking skills.
Gruzeel would make a stew. That's probably all he really knows how to make.
Basics.
Stew and bread. You know, when you're hunting, you don't have time to really.
You have plenty of fish to work with as well.
Well, fish stew. Yeah, you can make a fish stew.
Yeah. Hearty. And some lovely bananas for lunch. One day.
Yeah, one day you've got to earn the bananas. For now, it's fish and mayonnaise.
That's like luxury.
Oh god, are you using
God,
mayonnaise?
fish and mayonnaise. Oh my god.
Okay. So
I'm trying to think what else he would do. I mean, he would probably ask Three Claws about creatures that she's fought for his little encyclopedia. Like if she's fought any beasts. Particularly.
the main creature I have fought is man.
Oh, that's pretty easy. We fought a nightmare once.
A nightmare.
Yeah, you know, it's like
I
a
do not know
horse.
what this is.
It's like a demon horse that's on fire. Yes, I had
I
his
see.
hooves once, but I sold them.
Oh, well, that is good.
I think this is the time where I don't say anything.
And so he's going to stand there
Oh.
just staring at her.
Oh, well done, you are learning. You also have to leave.
He's just going to keep staring at her.
Okay, maybe I'll leave.
Alright. That's it for that.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else with their long rests? You get a couple.
I'm teaching Gruzeel navigator's tools.
Yeah, I've got that.
Um,
I think I'd be probably one of the sort of day duties would be talking to Alarias about stock, generally.
Yeah, you'd have to
and what
talk
we
to
would
Alarias
do.
about stock, and
Yeah.
you'd have to talk to Tim about why he took barrels.
I don't think Gruzeel would question it.
Okay, cool. That's fine then.
But yeah.
Sorry, Tim's just told me what he's doing with the barrels.
Oh my God.
I'll read that completely later.
Can I practice with the Elena?
You may.
Practice sparring.
Yeah, you may.
Just-
I think if I can.
I'm not trying to like get out on it or anything. Just for the fact it's just because of the long weeks on this ship, just keeping the skills sharp.
Yeah, that's cool. Keeping the skills sharp, I'll say that's fine. Roll just roll an attack roll. With like,
With a longsword.
mm-hmm.
What's right? 17.
Okay. So you're pretty even. Like she's using 3 swords, and are you using your longsword or your?
I probably mix it up day to day, but it's the same score for both. +5. It would be 17 for either.
Okay.
It doesn't get any higher or lower.
So generally she's like blocking you off, and you're fairly evenly matched. She's using 3 swords and you're using 1, obviously, but like generally you sort of end up in a lot of clashes and a lot of moments where you're suddenly stopped. Afterwards she'll sort of regale, saying, "You're a very good fighter. Have you considered a different style, perhaps? Your movements are elegant, but they are not too fast."
Well, predominantly I'm a pistol shooter, so I'm glad to have a bit of practice with the sword again.
I see.
Against the
A
skilled.
pistol shooter. How would you feel about losing one of your bullets?
What do you mean?
There's something I have not practiced in a long time.
You're trying to cut the bullet.
I will not try. I will do.
Oh my God.
Shit.
If you pay me 2 gold, then I will. That's the cost of a bullet.
She's like, okay, Captain. She flips you 2 coins. She's like, it is no matter to me.
Cool. I'll use one of my
Sure.
normal. Try use one of my normal bullets, and
Roll an attack roll, please.
Oh my god, nat 1. Shot in the eye.
Oh, well.
that's a unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Roll the damage.
D10. Wasn't expecting this.
D10 for a
Ah.
pistol.
That's 13.
Shit.
That's almost max damage.
Beefy.
Pistol, wow.
How much?
13. That was almost max. That was I rolled a 9 plus my 4, so
You see her like spin round with all her blades, and they almost all go in a singular line, and the bullet chips off the blade at the front, then it chips off the blade at the back, then it chips off the blade in her teeth, and it flings past her. She goes, it has been a long time since I have done that. Thank you, Captain. I hope you are able to get more bullets soon.
well, I'm in a deal with the guy, so I don't really need.
Or did you use one of those bullets?
No, I use one of my normal bullets.
Oh, okay.
Not back to patch, but I'm saying I bought some bullets off a guy that mean that I don't really have to worry too much about that anymore. So it's all right.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Perhaps you can regale me one time.
I'll show you. I'll do a back to pouch bullet and show her. Do the whole thing. You see the bullet goes in the thing, fire, and then shows the pouch of the now more bullets in there again.
It takes a while. A lot longer this time. Like nearly like half an hour. Waiting for that bullet to come back. Didn't take that long last time. Not sure why.
Oh dear.
You've been had.
I'm not surprised, to be fair.
But yeah,
Not worried.
just took a while.
I think Gruzeel would just be checking on people generally, like how they're doing and stuff. You know, the Johnny, the deckhand, Alarias, you know, Tim, seeing how they all are, one by one.
Everybody's great. Berry, Johnny, and Elena all just kind of mention, just in passing, just like, perhaps we could get a cook soon. It would just be nice.
I know my stews aren't great, but you know, I try.
No, it was lovely. Mate, it was lovely and everything, but I'm not a cook. He's not a cook. She's not. No, nobody is a cook, you know. And you want someone who's a cook.
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe in this black marketplace there'll be a cook, because you know, thieves have to eat as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, well, maybe just mention it to the captain. Looking for a cook next.
I'll
You know, we don't want to tell the captain what to do or anything. It's just
I'll mention
Nice.
it to her next time I see her. Which is should be
yes, I think that would be wise. Now, I'm going back to work.
okay.
So you all come up, and Alarias, you spot this and recognize this. These almost dock fixtures, just in the middle of nowhere, no land around it, just these dock fixtures with huts on them. And you're like, that's it. That's where we bought a bunch of black market stuff. I recognize it. And you hear from above you, from the crow's nest, there is a wooden structure, some kind of village.
I'll just shout out to everyone. This is it. This is our black market.
Guide us in the lineup. This is our stop. Or one of.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Captain.
How many huts?
Hi, Captain. There's like 5 or 6 of them going over to the map. grab. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9.
Maybe I should like do the talking, because if it's a black market, I have experience with these types of people.
It's going to be a team effort, Gruzeel, because I think, given your friendliness, you might be too friendly for some of these folks. So I think if you have a price in mind, don't say it out loud.
Kethra, if there's one thing that I know, it's business.
Business.
Business. Just don't go around spouting you're nice.
No, this is not
Put it on a bit different.
the black market. You must behave differently.
Yes, Gruzeel has taught me much about these things.
Indeed.
Been very excited to see them in practice.
I'll be intrigued to see what you can do for us then, Gruzeel.
Oh, we have to find out what it is we're after first.
So who are you going to the black market with? Who's going on and who's staying on board?
I mean, Tim demands to go along.
Right,
I think all of us apart from Barry and I'll offer Elena if she wants to go as well.
I have no business here.
I would leave some capable people behind. The black market people.
Barry and Johnny are.
Well, they may get attacked on boarded, so you may want to just be careful.
Leave Elena here then.
Yeah.
She can protect the ship easily.
Yes, that is probably wise. I would not trust these two with my ship either. Well, that is okay. Oi!
Well, just keep an eye out.
Small steps, Johnny. Small steps.
Just be
We'll get there, Johnny. We'll get there.
just be alert, and I would keep your weapons out just in case. Surprise attacks from a black marketplace are very common.
Are there any other ships here? Well, or is it just us?
Yeah, there are a few docked around. A couple other just more plain ships. Some of them, you look at them and they don't seem to be armed. A couple of others look like they're armed a bit better than your ship. It seems like this is just spread out, anchored. Everybody takes a longboat into the actual dock.
Sounds good.
But yes, what are we going for? You don't go to a black market to window shop. You go there for a purpose.
Well, we need crew. What's the one main crew member we need?
A chef.
Crew.
Yeah.
Specifically a chef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for a chef then.
We could probably see. Are there any? Is it worth trying to upgrade the ship?
I mean, we have the gold. Not for a cannonball.
I don't think we'll have for the kind of modifications these people do. I doubt we'll have the gold for it.
Yeah.
But it's worth taking some because we're gonna need it. Just keep it safe.
I'll keep it in my bag of holding.
Just keep the bag close. People do tend to cut straps and run away with said bags.
It's not my first time in a radio.
Fair enough. Alright then.
Okay, so you're all going over to the ship as a dock thing, the black market.
It's a great accent.
So we look after a
You did it too long, and
a cook specifically, and potentially more crew.
Yep.
But volunteers not paid.
yep,
Well, that should be entertaining.
Volunteers not paid.
duly noted.
not looking for paid crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the best place if you want to find volunteers are to find the people that don't have a better offer.
Well,
If you're not too fussy,
we can pay a chef.
if you're not too fussy, going down finding the people living on the streets may be your best bet.
It's a small. There's
Oh, there are
there's
no
not really
streets. Oh, this
streets
is
or
this what it
anything.
is?
It's
Okay.
literally like what it is, basically.
Fair enough. I mean, this would be on the way, so he hasn't seen everything.
Okay.
So,
I'll
fair enough.
pay a chef, but
Alright.
I'm not paying crew outside of our normal shares.
All crew get shares, Captain. What you saying?
I know. I'm saying crew gets share. I'm not saying that because like
outside of the shares.
if we pay like mercenaries, we'd pay them plus.
Okay, I get what you mean. Okay, so as you come on, you walk around. As you get on, there is a man waiting at the docking station. Just say, parking up.
Yes.
Well, rank it out actually.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Got any identification?
With a bone breaker. Bone blade.
The bone breaker, you say?
Bone
No.
blade.
The bone blade. Not heard of you before. Not officers, are you?
No, fuck the fleet.
Not. Yeah. No, sorry. That. No, wouldn't say that here. Wouldn't say that here. No, he's different here. Sorry.
All right.
We're nice.
Yeah.
All
No, I was
right.
gonna say like not literally, but. No.
Well, you knew. So I'll just say one thing. No fighting. No blowing this dock up with your bloody cannons or whatever else. And especially no rats.
We
All right?
We won't do any fights unless someone starts on us first. We have the right to defend ourselves.
He gets it. Off you go.
There we go. Right.
And as you get on, these buildings are here, and here. One of them, you see, it's got like a shipyard sign out the front of it, and you know that sort of means they might do like ship repairs, maybe upgrades, that kind of thing. This one kind of has a cannon pointing that way and a harpoon pointing the other way. That kind of means it's like ship weaponry and stuff. This one is more like food supplies and stuff in the center. The one you're next to that you've just turned up to is like herbalism kits and stuff. And just as you turn up, you see this. Well, Haiss, would you like to describe what your character looks like?
You can describe it actually. I'll let you
Oh
describe
my
it.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
You'll Arthur has the right to describe it, as you'll see shortly.
So because I felt bad for Gruzeel, not for Gruzeel. I felt bad that Zorro didn't get to continue his adventure. Drew Hass's character
Wow.
token.
That's pretty cool.
So very much a plague doctor-esque visage.
Of course, he's wearing a mask.
Of course.
Very much a plague doctor visage in a dark greenish gown, wearing a black sort of mini cape around his shoulders, and a rather fairly large brown side bag, which seems to be clanking as he approaches you. A dark grey, feathery neck peers out from this bright white mask, and he also is topped with a dark hat. and the image is the rest.
Okay.
He's a kink.
Yep.
He's a Kenku.
He's a Kenku.
He's got like potions like in like the belt and the sachet of like the side bag as well. And he's got like a chain around his neck, kind of clinking and clanking.
Tim's got a competitor.
So, Umbra,
Mhm.
as you are called,
Um,
you have just been essentially told to shove off by the owner of the herbalism shops because you don't have any money.
Do we seem like?
And as you come out, you see these four before you.
Okay, I'm gonna say, hello there. I didn't expect to see other people here. Could I interest you in a trade at all?
Depends.
I have many wares that I could sell.
What are you selling?
I have potions. Would you like to try one?
Not especially, no. Has he got anything other than potions?
I can improve your items for you if you would like me to.
Can you cook?
Well, it's not really my forte, but I'm more of an alchemist, you could say. I brew potions and whatnot.
I brew.
Tim, you got a competitor.
Yes, I would love to discuss brewing
I mean,
strategies with you.
we have a ship surgeon, so
Well, surgery is one of my my other interests, you might say. Tell me, you aren't. I don't. Maybe presumptuous of me, but can I have a look at your surgery, your room?
It's
I
still a
wouldn't take
work
up
in
much space.
progress.
I'd be very quick. You wouldn't even notice I was there.
Well, it's back on our ship, you see, but perhaps later.
I'm gonna go mention to Alarias. This guy seems sketch.
I don't trust anyone with a mask, to be honest. can't see his eyes. I mean,
You
yeah.
can see the eyes, can't you? Like,
I guess.
They're kind of behind like goggles, like green goggles.
see.
You see, you can't see his eyes. Not trustworthy.
What's your
Do I hear him say that? Or is he kind of like-
Yeah.
Oh no!
Well,
This is for professional reasons only. You see, the fumes from the potions I brew, they can addle the mind. Not that they're not safe if you'd wish to buy some.
What's your name?
My name, yes. Umbra, they call me. Umbra Mortiari.
I see. Well, I'm Gruzeel. Gruzeel Nargaro.
Gruzeel Nargaro. Sorry.
What?
Kind of shifts a bit self-consciously. Yes, sir. nice to meet you, Gruzeel.
Oh, that was weird, but okay.
That was weird. Okay.
can? Would I?
So much better
That's so.
than I was ever hoping.
I don't think Kenkus are in the. Definitely in the monster.
No,
No,
you don't know
no,
him.
So I don't know.
What is it?
Kenku.
What race are you?
It's like a
Kenku.
crowman.
Kenku, yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially like black parrots that you can almost think of them as. They're
Yeah, they kind of like they can mimic stuff.
They're like
Yeah.
ravens. They're essentially raven people.
Alarias is pretty freaked out actually. This is probably the first Kenku he's seen.
Yeah, I don't know how common they are.
No, no, Alarias, you probably haven't seen a Kenku before. There's not many of them, and they tend to be in a particular place that Haiss would know.
So, Captain, what do you reckon? I don't think you should be looking unsupervised at around the ship.
I wouldn't be much trouble. I have an interest in surgery and such things.
I'm sorry, but
Only natural.
Only
sorry.
natural.
I'm sorry, but we're not looking for another surgeon. So
How about a potion brewer, or I can do this, and I'm gonna kind of. Is anybody wearing like armor or anything at the moment?
I've got
Yep.
leather armor on, but that's about it.
armoring.
Okay. I'll reach out to someone who's close to me. And
who are you doing that to though?
Let me just check the map.
Armor.
Who's near me? Gruzeel and Kethra both look near me.
Yeah.
Look at the armor.
So
I'll reach out to Kethra since she seems to be in charge, and I'll touch her armor, and I'll imbue it with enhanced defense, which gives it +1 AC.
Is that a visual?
Remarkable.
How do we detect that you've just
Yeah.
done something?
what armor are you wearing?
It's magic, so I guess there'd be like a glow. Like I'd kind of like reach out with like a glowing hand.
Haiss,
Like-
as a alchemist, as part of your artificer stuff, I would try to sort of think about how you're
okay.
applying these things, because it's all like your arcane focus is essentially your tools
I see.
and your
okay.
alchemy tools. So you could
Okay.
be like putting a salve on the armor, or like a base layer of oil or something.
Okay, in that case, what I'll do is I'll kind of ask for a weapon. I'll say, if I may hold one of your weapons, I can show you.
You're not gonna touch any of my weapons.
I'll get out the greatsword because it's my most expendable of weapons.
Yes, it is.
Are you
Take it
sure
with
that's
two
wise?
hands, quite like reverently, and sort of put it on the ground. I'll start rummaging in my side bag and kind of like muttering things, occasionally shooting up shifty looks at all of you. I'll kind of keep the side bag like out of my sight, and then eventually he'll come out with a potion, and I'll kind of like unstopper it.
Gruzeel's gonna buy
Can
the
you
one.
roll stealth with that?
Yeah,
Like a sleight of hand,
I guess
just
you know
as
what
go.
I'm trying to keep.
I know what you're trying to hide, yeah.
I think Gruzeel, while everyone's watching him, Gruzeel's going to sort of pan around to make sure no one else is approaching them, because it's a very common con for one person to act as a distraction. So he's just going to
Roll a perception check, Gruzeel.
12 on my sleight of hand.
12 on your sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
12.
so Gruzeel, you're looking somewhere else. Alarias
My
and
passive
Kethra.
perception.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. Alarias, Kethra, and Tim.
Oh, shit. Everyone.
You all spot there's something pinkish and fleshy looking in his bag.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now, Gruzeel, what was your roll?
12.
12. Gruzeel, you swear you see something, some like greenish hand on the dock, and then you look back again and it's gone
Well, like from the water,
from the water.
from where Alarias is.
Just to just sort of behind you, just to the left of where Alarias is.
Okay.
Just beside the side of the building.
Alarias, I would move further away from the water if I was you.
And I'll look back, like, oh, what did you see?
I can't be sure, but I saw some kind of green hand and it wasn't mine.
Oh, Jesus.
And from that, suddenly you see it again. This time it's in full view. A Sahagin, and another one, and another one,
Wait, what the hell?
and another one.
Is there anyone else around us?
And yeah, there are other people in the streets, and they all start screaming suddenly. Like there are other people walking around. This is a Sahagin attack, and we are going to pick this up when we next play.
Oh God. Lovely.
So all we saw was a pink thing.
In the
Pink
bag.
Be like a
squishy thing.
freaking heart.
in the bag, you just saw
In
like
the
a
bag was a pink squishy thing.
Yeah.
It's a
big
baby
pink
kangaroo.
squishy thing.
Was it
In
fleshy?
organ.
Did he say fleshy, or was it just
Fleshy.
Fleshy.
I said fleshy.
pink fleshy thing?
It's not.
So-
It's not important.
Anyway,
I'll
next
think about
time on Pirate Adventures, what the hell is in that side bag?
that.
Where have these creatures come from, and how did nobody notice until just then?
The side bag's not important, really, to be honest.
And finally,
If you're
who
gonna
will
be a member
be
of the crew,
the ship's doctor?
Oh my God.
The most important question.
I think it's more so like who will be the first to die due to their experimentation.
Yeah.
or what
Like,
is
the
Tim
potential of these two characters together is.
Such a
Yeah.
good idea.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
time on Pirate Adventures.
Umbra's probably a